Ah, yes. How is everybody? By the way, big shout out. Congratulations to Roberto for managing to miss the entire week of work. Tremendous. Appreciated the intrepid updates. All right, let's get into it, shall we? Yeah, bye week. My balls. Guys sending updates. I'm in the shower every hour. No one cares, buddy. You missed a week. See you Monday. Now, Rico, we have business to attend to. I was told a story about Mike Stone. I think we need to get into it. We're going to do a little college football in a moment. We're going to get to the Lions at 3 o'clock. We got a prop bet casino I can't wait for. You know the story I'm about to tell you?
I think I heard a little bit he was telling Doug. Go ahead.
All right, so listen. This is no slander. I like Mike Stone. Mike's one of the nicest people in the game. He's one of the first people I met when I came to town in 2004. He's a genuinely good human being. But, he is a certified grade A whack. Guy's insane. I heard a story today about Stoney. I don't know what they're doing because you never can figure out in our building what's going on. Other than usually once a month, sales department will be over there getting bombed on a Friday at 5. They had Thank you, Michael. I think they had a retirement party for somebody, if I'm not mistaken. It's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. The point is Mike Stone found his way to said retirement party. Because Stoney, it's almost like, I don't know, like when vultures flock to a carcass. If there's free food and drink, Stoney's going to find it. It's like a sonar. It's unbelievable. So Stoney goes to this party at the office, gets all bombed up on screwdrivers, ends up finding a chair in some faraway room. He's over here playing like Words with Friends, and he passes out. This is after doing his show. Passes out. And then, while Doug Karsh is going to the bathroom, he runs into Stoney. He goes, "What are you doing here?" He goes, "Oh, I just woke up."
Yeah, he woke up after a couple hours.
He passed out. Kenny, he passed out in a chair, all tilted on screwdrivers.
This was at like 1 p.m. Right before he passed out, he came over to me and was trying to talk hockey. And he was like, bro, listen, bro. I'm like, who are you, man? What's going on right now?
Kenny morphed into shoot the puck guy.
He turned into a bro guy.
7 Bud Heavies deep. Shoot the puck. I'm sorry. But and now here's the one thing I can't confirm. Maybe, Kenny, you can. Was Stoney once in a while, and I'm not busting anybody's balls. You're up at 4 a.m., you're coming in to do radio. Nobody's asking you to show up in the Dumb and Dumber tuxedos. Well, once in a great while, Stoney will show up to work like a homeless man. I mean, sweatpants that Moses Malone wore, like an ill-fitting Vipers jersey.
Wait, you saw him this morning?
No, is that what he was doing? He does that once. Stoney shows up in sweatpants that were given to him by Bob Pettit. What was he wearing, Kenny?
I do believe the sweatpants made an appearance.
That was Blaha not walking by Donovan Edwards. Blaha strutting by Stoney, passed out in a Barca lounger. I heard Doug telling that story. I was just like, there's no way I can't mention this to at least start the show. That is a magical story.
I heard it. Stoney told Doug the story, and I was like, are you serious right now? Like, yeah, I was asleep. I just had a couple, and then that's why I'm here this time. I was like, oh, okay, you're proud of this. Okay. But yeah.
You.
Yeah.
That was Stoney trying to talk hockey with Kenny.
That was Stoney all bricked up.
Oh, hey, listen, I'm not there to confirm or deny. The sweatpants probably didn't do a good job of concealing it if that was the case. I hope you're ready, people. It's going to be that kind of show today. So, look, we can get into the college football, but if you want to If you want to comment on the Stoney thing, you can. It's all love. Like I am very fond of Mike, but he is a grade A USDA certified weirdo. I mean, no, I don't understand 90% of what that man does. Oh, I wish I was in office today. All right, let's do this. College football. Can we talk about this briefly? Rico, you put something on here. I saw what you did, and I don't know if you saw my response to it in the show sheet.
I have not.
Okay, well, you probably should take a look. It's a little bit unsavory and possibly uncouth, but it's dead on. This is the last year of the 4-team playoff. As it was. I believe Rico may have.
I just saw the response, too.
I believe Rico's found the Easter egg. It's the last year of the 4-team playoff.
Right there.
The landscape of college football is about to change for better or for worse, Rico writes, with a bullet point. Are they making a mistake? In bright yellow, I said, yes, bleep hole, they are. I want to know if we can come to a consensus that while college football is going to be different, and different doesn't have to be bad, can we guarantee it will be no better? Because for me, I look at Michigan and Ohio State playing this past weekend. This move to 12-team playoff completely devalues that game. It really does. Like, Michigan fan, are you aware next year you could play them twice in 7 days? Hell, if you really want to get crazy, you could end up playing them 3 times in the span of a month. So tell me again how this is something I'm supposed to like.
Here's why you're supposed to like it, Mike. Because, yes, at the top, Michigan, Ohio State, it's going to take away from that. You're going to include more teams where games will matter, where you'll have a chance, you'll have a shot at one of the 12. Because now, let's face it, once Halloween hits, it's haves and have-nots. It's 6 teams vying for 4 spots. Now, once Halloween hits and they come out with that first college football preview, you got at least 20 teams saying, okay, there's a path for us. You got fan bases who now have interest instead of just writing off the rest of the season saying, well, we got no shot. Hopefully we goes to the Who Gives a Damn Bowl. Now you actually can you have more teams invested in this process rather than the same teams year after year.
Let's have some fun. I've heard Doug and Scott on several occasions this week talking college ball. Good. It's good radio. Oh, chaos and who's going to get in over who and what happens here with this. They had Doug with the strings and the tacks doing a matrix and the whole thing. You can throw all that in the garbage next year. Think about it. Oh, my God, what happens if Texas wins and Bama wins and boop, boop, boop? Yeah, they're all in.
They're all in.
What happens if...
Mike, they're all in, but the different scenario, who gets to bye, who gets the home games? Who gets – I mean, we do the same thing when it comes to the NCAA tournament. We fight over the last teams to get in. It's not they're going to win it all.
Dick Vitale does. Dick Vitale does. I don't. He's the one going on TV and crying because 17 and 13 VTech didn't get out. It's an injustice. Shut up.
But there, you get a bye week, or you get home field. So there are things on the line for teams. So now Ohio State won't get a bye week, but they'll probably get a home game in the playoffs next year.
There's only one title game this weekend that would matter next year.
That's right.
And that's Louisville, Florida
David.
State, because Louisville will be fighting to get the number 12 seed or whatever. It won't matter next year. It won't.
Let that Holy Ghost language come up out of you.
I don't like the change. I don't want it.
I'm sorry. I parked on your lawn, David, and I'm staying there. The change will be fine.
That's not allowed. That's not allowed.
The change will be fine.
That's immature. Immature 5-yard penalty.
No.
That's
You didn't,
not right.
You didn't see David pounding on his desk like a 2-year-old. That's why I said that.
That's just called preaching.
That's not called preaching.
Yeah, Mike, you're right. That's what's called preaching.
Really? Really? We're taking advice from Mike on preaching?
Yes. Yes. That is called an energized sermon. No, I'm with David. Like, think about what's on the line. Oregon, Washington, the loser is dead. Next year, they may as well play Parcheesi. They're both in. It don't matter.
See, you're looking at it just for this last week, Mike. Here's the other thing. it allows you to play real games in September where quality opponents, you're not playing little sisters of the poor because you're trying to pad your stats. You're allowed to go out and even lose a game. But, man, imagine if the first weekend is Texas versus USC and you got like 5 other games like that because you're not afraid to lose because it's not going to get held against you. Right now, the schedule's horrible because you're trying to hoard as many wins as you can just to make the playoffs with 4 teams.
Right, so you're trading out having to win for the NFL regular season where technically I could lose as many as 7 games.
Right.
Maybe even 8 certain years. Get in.
You know what
You've
we were
devalued the greatest regular season in all of sports.
No, you haven't devalued. I mean, because think about it. We get excited because we get a game like the Niners going to the Eagles or last night's game with the Seahawks and the Cowboys felt like a playoff game. You won't be afraid to play and schedule those teams in college. Where you won't get all the bad. And I mean, we talked about Michigan's schedule, not to pick on your team, David, but my goodness, they didn't play anybody.
David, he's lashing out again. We have to figure out what's going on with this man. It's a feel-good Friday, and you're not feeling good.
You know why?
What's
Because
going on with you?
I read your show sheet notes. That was uncalled for, and that was hurtful, and HR needs to talk to you.
Oh, please, calling you a bleep hole's not a violation. How dare you? 248-539-9797. Are you going to miss the 14 playoff? Should we queue up the Sarah McLachlan? Is the 4-team playoff like the homeless person living in an oil drum in the woods and for $1 a day you could feed this person? Or are David and I old men yelling at clouds? I think you're going to miss it. You don't realize it.
See?
Yeah.
And I'll
that's
say,
right. Here. My God. Is that Tony Petiti? Homeless?
I'll say this. Here's where you're
Texas?
wrong, Mike. No, here's where you're wrong. And I'll tell you next.
No.
97
next?
Watts.